This week, we're talking about how we as Christians can work with others in mentorship. And when we're talking about community and mentorship, the issue of being wounded or having some sense of shame is a part of the equation from time to time. So I'd like to give you a couple of examples where I've seen those I'm working with really begin to project onto me, and ways that you can stay on a place of groundedness with clarity, with love, with kindness, and where that person can begin to trust their own heart and relationship with God. So let's begin with a gentleman I'll call Sam, who was projecting his father wounds onto myself in a way where he did not understand how that he could connect more fully, and he was projecting the sense of a feeling something was wrong with him and he just needed to be fixed. This is an area where the position of mentoring may not respond to just asking him to recognize it, but then also to suggest that there may be some woundedness here, Sam, that you might want to look at. We know from a wonderful friend of mine, Mark Sanford, who is with Elijah Rains Ministries. He says, if the wound is not really in the past, you'll see some fruit in today's life. And so as you're mentoring someone like Sam, you could see that his way of displaying a childlike desire for a father could be an area where that woundedness would be present. Another example for you is Sarah, who had a poor relationship with her husband. And again, because she had unfulfilled needs that were not getting met with her spouse, she came in looking to be mentored in that area and trying to diffuse her needs onto the mentor, myself. And as we looked at that, it was great to take time out to question and say, hey, Sarah, let's look at what your heart is really longing for and check in with the Lord on that. These are examples in mentoring as we work with people in community, becoming that healing place of transition where the person can recognize where their woundedness or where their sense of getting it wrong or being wrong has caused them to stay stuck in shame. When you look at other areas, look at where they may actually believe that your opinion is really the best and they have to have it at all times. That's an indication that they, again, you need to step back as the mentor and help them to frame that you get it wrong and that you're on a journey as well. And that we need to look at the Lord. Perhaps that person may be giving too many gifts or trying to invent some problems in order to be mentored more closely with you. Those are all indications that they need to be redirected. And so, how can we do this without adding any woundedness or shame and being that safe, excellent community that's able to walk alongside another? Start by acknowledging their design, the unique way that God has given them gifts and attributes, and the way that God has been with them in a myriad of ways. It's not hard to find those as you're looking at the person and not the problem. Also, look at ways that you and I are not meant to do life together. And so, giving yourself that place where you have a meal with them and share some places where they can learn that you maybe don't wash all the dishes very well, or that you have some limitations that also God is working on. And lastly, engage in some wisdom in separating what is their God-given design versus where they have been driven towards a place of distortion based on woundedness or shame. And these examples might look like areas of denial where they justify and they accommodate or they minimize what their contribution to an issue is, or where they self-sabotage or self-condemn and they constantly are moving in that direction. Those are areas where we key in to have the goal of setting clear outcome goals of working together to find what Jesus says about issues and places where we together can come to the cross and ask Jesus to help. Look with your own sense of humility to the issues and become that safe community.